up in Stockton. Well, we're near Stockton right now. I forgot the exact name of it, but Lock something. But anyway, I got 3 cars loaded up and we're here to pick up one more. So show you guys what's going on here. We got this Audi A4 up front. We got about 1 more foot to go. So right now I'm gonna unstrap all these cars and we're gonna move them up as far as we can so we have the most room. And then we have this Mercedes GL SUV, and we have a BMW SUV, and then we're here to pick up a Subaru Crosstrek. I'm gonna meet the customer here in a little bit. He should be here soon, so we're gonna make room on the back here and get everything situated. And then after we pick up that car, we're heading up to, first stop's gonna be in Oregon, and then we're heading up to Seattle to drop these cars. I gotta get this Audi moved back up a little bit, so I got a chain hooked up to it, and I'm just gonna use this winch bar to pull it up. Let's try it a little bit here. See why it wouldn't work fine as long as this winch, as long as this chain. I'm about 1 foot shy of space here on this old boobaroo. So, trying to move these cars up a little bit. Now I put these 2 boards right here. I'm gonna see if I can drive this Mercedes up on here, lifting it a little bit more so I can get a little bit more clearance right here in this point. Close. We're getting there. We're gonna get this load. I just gotta figure this out, get this squeezed up a little bit more. We're gonna get this on here. No problem. Check it out. I got it all on there, so this Audi is all the way up here sitting on these guys. And I chain binded it. I used off the axle straps and then chain binded it, and then that's a little funky on a car hauler, but I wanted to make sure she wasn't going nowhere, so it's chain binded pulling backwards, car chains pulling forward, and then 2 wheel straps just to be safe. Got a couple inches of space there. I put it up on 2 boards there to get it higher so that license plate will go over that a little bit. We got 2 chains on the front pulling forward, 2 chains on the front pulling forward, 2 chains on the back, or on the front pulling back, and then 2 straps on the back. Nice and tight. All that. This is just 4 straps. We got the Subaru here nice and tight. 2 chains pulling forward, 2 wheel straps on the back, 2 wheel straps here to pull it into the kickers. And then there's 1 extra safety chain there pulling back. I'm gonna have to get the keys for it and roll up this window. Almost left my hat on the deck. But yeah, besides that, we were ready to roll. I thought I was just gonna show up and load this on, no problem, but had to finagle it a little bit, but you know the deal. Alright, good morning, what's up guys? We're up here in Troutdale, Oregon, which is a little east of Portland. And we made it up here with our 4 cars. We made it up through all the grades last night, up through Northern California, all the Siskiyous and everything. And our car made it. We're here to deliver this car, the Subaru. So we're gonna get the Subaru all unloaded. And I went across the scales, and I'm way heavy on my truck. My truck is at 16,600 or so pounds right now, when the truck should only be at 12,000. And the trailer axles are at 17,000, when the trailer axles should be closer to 21,000. So I'm gonna unload this car, and then I'm gonna shift all 3 of these cars back, take some weight off the truck, put it more on the trailer axles, and then we got another 2-hour drive up to Seattle, where we drop 2 more of these vehicles, and then we're gonna pick up 2 vehicles, and then we bring this one back to Tacoma to drop it. Get down to 10 miles an hour. Use the arrow, use the lane with the green arrow. We got green arrows on both lanes.
Head east.
10 miles an hour.
Continue for 1 mile.
Slowly at 3 miles an hour. Alrighty. Just like that, huh? Sheesh. Well, look at that. That's what happens when you use too much brake. These freaking, I think all these brakes were they were turned up all on one thing. I was trying to be easy on it too. That's crazy. So yeah, it totally blew the bearings out. Let's see what the hub and the spindle looks like, and either do a little roadside fix, or we may be down an axle already. Let's see. Alright, I got this jacked up. Let's check out the carnage. It's just gonna come straight off on my. It's toasted. Oh man. Okay. Well, this ticks me off. I don't know what to think about that. You tell me, does that look like a freshly serviced brake and bearing? I had these things taken to a shop and serviced about 3 weeks ago, and this is my first cross-country trip on this. I think they would have cleaned out the cobwebs and stuff, don't you think? It doesn't really look like they've been in there. It doesn't look like that's been adjusted. Interesting. I don't know. Looks like I'm going to be taking all that off, doing a little bearing job on this axle. I don't know what to do about the brake line. I guess I get some vice grips and pinch that off so that it's not going to be trying to activate. Dude, this is such a bad situation I just got myself in. These roads are so steep that as I go up them, the back of my trailer is just straight bottoming out and dragging. Oh, this guy's stuck too. So I had to put in a 4-wheel drive. Alright guys, I got a little roadside starter kit. Hopefully everything's still good to go under there. Obviously I'm going to redo the bearings. Looks like I'm going to have to beat these races off and stuff. But as long as everything's good to go under there, just needs a seal and stuff, needs to be cleaned up. We should have this back together in no time and be good to go. But we're going to get all this off and assess the damage and we'll go from there. But I got myself some gloves, some other gloves. These are more for like hauling later, not actually for this job. It's red and tacky grease. This is probably the best stuff that you can get. It's the highest temperature point that I've seen. So once I get back home, you better believe that all these are going to get this shit in it. Some good stuff. Brake parts cleaner, clean it all up, and some paper towels. Let's get to it. But what happened here was, I think these brakes were not adjusted the proper way. Even though I was being very easy on them, the damage must have been done in the exit before, because I had one drop off and I noticed that the brakes were like really hot when I was walking around the trailer. And then I drove down. Okay, yeah, good to go. Should be good to go. It looks like this has had a little bit of previous bearing failure. But anyway, I felt the heat from this wheel when at my last job when I was at delivery. And I didn't really think much of it, you know. And then I had another drop off 20 minutes down the road, and in between the time that I dropped off the first car and that second car is when this happened. But I was really careful not to overuse my brakes because I already knew that they were warm, and so I barely touched them. I was just using all truck brake when I stopped. And then when I got to the delivery, I literally looked out my mirror and I noticed that the wheel was about to fall off. So I don't know what happened, but the damage may have already been done, but everything came off really clean. It looks like I'm just gonna have to clean this up and figure out some new bearings and get going down the road. Yeah, look at that. Did you see those cobwebs? The freaking, I don't even think these people touch this stuff. They charged me extra for brake cleaner at the service shop. All kinds of extra brake cleaner charges. That was hilarious. So we're gonna check all these other axles and see if they look serviced or not. I'm gonna go get my money back. This is ridiculous. Show you guys how to actually do a service. And I mean, I could go more in depth. Usually when I'm at home, I'll take the bearings out, the good bearings, and put them in a bath of gasoline so that they can get all cleaned up. But I'm doing this, I mean, I'm gonna do this the right way, obviously, but I'm also doing this a little bit quicker today to get me on the road. I am waiting on a pickup. I got 45-minute time frame to do this, an hour and 45-minute time frame to do this, I should say. So I have no rush. It's gonna be a real quick, easy job. Does look like there's some signs of previous bearing failure on this spindle before, but it hasn't really I'll show you guys. Hasn't really chewed it up too bad, and it definitely, sometimes these trailer spindles will drag on the ground and get a nice big flat spot in it, and then they're not usable anymore. But this is still usable because you actually put a race over it and then the bearing spins on that, so it's not actually riding on this worn out part, which is good. Good stuff. Yeah, these brake shoes are definitely broken. Oh, they're bent. So actually I can't reuse those brake shoes. I'm gonna have to put a new either just put new shoes on. Let's see if I can put some new shoes on real quick. See how all that works. Previous owner of this trailer hooked it up with a real nice roadside starter kit. And check all this out. These are all, take this out. These are all bearings right there. And then I have a hub over there if I need it. I don't think I'm gonna need a hub. And I've got two. Great. One's brand new. For sure brand new. And then the other one looks a little used. So let's see if we could take this used one here and use the brake pads. Ooh, we got lucky, sweet. The same side. See, I think the servos are directional. So I'm gonna see if I could take these brake pads off and put them on there, just to get us home, and then I'll service it all the right way. Now we get to see the condition that this hub is in, which is probably fine. Let's see though. Let's bring it down to the inspection bay. Look at all that new grease. Okay, well those bearing races are pretty shot, so I'm gonna have to replace these. It's been a while since I've done a bearing race, but I've got the right tool for the job, and let's see what I can do here. Alright, we got our new bearing here. I just hit it with some brake clean, it's all cleaned out. Got grease. Let's pack a bearing. See how it's coming through right there? Now this takes practice. You don't just pick up your first bearing and get a nice perfect grease line like that every single time. Usually it gets all over the outside and you're just sitting there like, why ain't it coming through? But as you do more of these bearings, you get better at it. And you get a nice clean little grease pattern going. And use minimal grease and don't get it everywhere. And if you're really smart, you use 2 gloves. I double gloves, so as soon as I'm done with this grease, I'm just gonna take 1 glove off and be good to go. So you can see it's going around. That bearing's completely packed. Rolled around a few more times for good measures. Put that right down there. That would be smart. I'm not for sure if there's a right way or a wrong way, but I usually put as much grease as I can, try and cover this whole spindle. Not too much, because I think it might blow out the seals, I don't know. But just make sure it has a full coverage of grease. And like I said, when you're done, a couple of videos here. You can just bam, bam. Now you got no grease on your gloves. Got a nice new seal here. I think I got that thing on about as straight as I can. It's time to put this bad boy on. Yes, sir. Okay, there we go. There's a little grease in there. Look at this. I got everything, dude. It's thanks to the previous owner of this wedge. He left all this stuff in there. Obviously, he's dealt with this before, but I don't even think a washer came off of the other one, so there's problems galore. But this is how you do something the right way. And this is like a roadside fix, you know? If I could take the time to do something on the side of the road, or Walmart parking lot, the right way, in between pickup, you guys should. I mean, this shop had my trailer for like a whole week almost, and charged me almost $800 for this bullshit. fine. I like my bearings a little bit tighter anyways. I'm gonna have to get home and do this to all my whales because these idiots didn't do this shit the right way. At the shop, at the mechanic shop. Go frickin' figure. You want something done the right way, you gotta do it yourself. Boom, done, baby, handled. Alrighty, well, we're here in Port Orchard. We got 2 cars to pick up. We got a Blazer and a Ford Ranger, so get these 2 guys picked up and then we're off for the night. Our first car is a little Blazer, my little Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy. Good old Chevy. Towards the top, we'll get that Ranger loaded up and then bring this one back down. All right, 2 vehicles loaded up and we're headed southbound down to Eugene, so pick up 2 more in the morning and then head home. Hey, I'm sorry. I meant the front end forward. Oh. I wasn't paying attention. My bad. Oh, sorry, thank you. Alright, well, we're here in Martinez, California. We're at a refinery to deliver these 2 vehicles. Got everything all strapped. All straps out of the way, got this one in chain, ready to back off. Like both vehicles are delivered. See my phone, take some pictures, get the paperwork, get paid, go get 1 more car, and then get out.